Charles Blé Goudé, the public entertainer who betrayed Laurent Gbagbo. Charles Blé Goudé betrayed President Laurent Gbagbo. This is the naked truth that many don't dare say out loud, for fear of offending those nostalgic for a time when he played the young patriot, drumming, in public squares. But today, what remains of this supposedly revolutionary flame? Nothing but a pile of cold ashes, consumed by opportunism, greed, and moral ambiguity. I was the only investigator who, as early as 2020, had clearly and publicly affirmed and demonstrated that Blé Goudé had betrayed President Gbagbo. How difficult it is to be right too soon. I saw all my Jur brothers, Gbagbo or nothing, insult me and call me every evil name. Blé Goudé himself publicly responded to me, declaring, "Chris Yapi does not lie, will become Chris Yapi always lies." Dear followers, isn't what I wrote 5 years ago being confirmed? Come and answer. Once upon a time, Blé the Machete embodied the hope of Ivorian youth in search of dignity. Under the tutelary shadow of President Laurent Gbagbo, he built his name, his notoriety, his network, and his fortune. For yes, the man prospered politically, materially, and symbolically thanks to the generosity and protection of a leader he now dares to accuse of ingratitude. He denounces him. What irony! What a fraud! Blé Goudé asserts without blinking that Laurent Gbagbo is a false democrat. It takes a phenomenal dose of dishonesty to dare such a shift in responsibility. No one forced him to join the struggle. He saw the President Gbagbo as a springboard, and he eagerly jumped on it. The palaces, the trips, the multi-million-dollar concerts, the flamboyant outfits, the direct access to the head of state, that's what he gained. And today, it's this same man who dares to whine, like a capricious child, because he's no longer granted audience. Pitiful. Worse, Blé Goudé, through his own words and credible leaks from his close associates, has revealed himself to be the gravedigger of Laurent Gbagbo's historic FPI. He was the one who instilled the poison of division, facilitating the party's breakup. Who benefited from the FPI's split? Alassane Ouattara, of course. And who now finds himself pampered within the spheres of the RHDP regime? Blé Goudé, obviously. Blé the crabman who fancied himself a revolutionary has become the informal ambassador of political surrender. He holds numerous rallies in the north, where true opponents are barred. Unfortunately, this is our story. Now, what lesson do we learn from this? The first lesson I learned from this is, that we are not strong for life. We are not always strong to always be the strongest. I slept on the floor in prison, at the DST, me, Blé Goudé. I waited 12 months for a passport. Me, whose little phone call could give someone a passport in a day. God speaks to us. Life speaks to us. Life spoke to me. I came to see you so that we can turn this page. Those who continue to puff out their chests, know that power has a beginning and power has an end. The power of man, the only infinite power is the power of God. Power has a beginning, power has an end. That is why, when you have power, you must reach out to others so that the day your power ends and theirs begins, they will reach out to you too. I speak to you from experience. I speak to you from experience. I slept naked in a prison cell. I went days without eating. I wouldn't wish that on another Ivorian. What happened between us, I beg you, I ask your forgiveness, let's put it behind us. Let's look to the future together for our children, for our grandchildren. He talks of reconciliation while stabbing in the back those imprisoned because of him. He abandoned Steve Biko, one of his most loyal companions, in the jails of power. He pleads neither for his release nor for his dignity. On the contrary, he undermines him.
Steve Biko has been arrested.
He's a very rude, ill-mannered individual who allows himself to insult authorities. Steve Biko went so far as to insult the privacy of a first lady. This is an educational problem that needs to be addressed. You know, just because you have a camera in front of you, doesn't mean you can say anything. We have a society to educate. Do you understand? We have to know how to use the internet. I would never have asked for this gentleman's release. I'm even on trial with someone else.
You, Kudu Jeanette, are you going to talk? You, the mistress-in-chief? You who only gets along with your brother's mistresses? You're going to talk about Simone Gbagbo? You idiot. Stupid woman. I'm telling you this. There you go, as you call it. You're an idiot. It's me, Annie Chaley, who's telling you this, and yet there's nothing. It's going nowhere. And if you keep going, you'll see. Politics isn't about insults.
And what about his murky role at the ICC? Witness under assignment, some say. But in truth, the man has never been loyal, neither to the fight nor to his companions. He is a political actor, a verbal illusionist, a conjurer of lies. His entire recent career is nothing but a series of ambiguities, contradictions, and accommodations with the forces he claimed to be fighting. Charles Blé Goudé is not a victim. He is a major player in the sabotage of the struggle for Ivorian sovereignty. He has mastered the art of self-victimization to mask his betrayal. But the facts are stubborn, and clear-sighted Ivorians know how to recognize a traitor, even when he disguises himself as a prophet of peace. Chris Yapi does not lie. Find Chris Yapi on his 2 YouTube channels, his Rumble channel, his TikTok, X, Instagram, VK and Threads accounts.